Yeah, good evening, everyone. Dr. Subodha, shall we start?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
I think we waited a few extra minutes for everyone to join. We can get started.
Okay. So we'll begin this information session. I'm Dr. Kasum Hemchandra. I'm the coordinator of the PG Diploma and MSc in Telecommunications program. And we have Dr. Subodha Charles, who is the coordinator of PG Diploma and MSc in Electronic and Automation. So in this presentation, in this information session, we'll be discussing three main points. So first point is why do you need to do a postgraduate degree? Right? So what can you gain from doing this program? Then we'll focus on why you should choose our program. The ENTC is offering these two programs. So what's the underlying reason for you to choose these two programs we are offering? And specifically, which one to choose, right? So depending on your preferences and your area of work, so which one to choose specifically. So these are the three topics we are going to cover in this session. Okay, so first, why do you want to do an MSc? And so you have already done a bachelor's degree. I'm sure most of you have already done a bachelor's degree, which is already a difficult task to achieve. So what's the motivation to go for a MSc or a higher degree, master's degree? So the first obvious reason is to explore more, learn more, explore more on an area that you already love. So that's the first motivation for you to go for an advanced degree. And by doing an MSc or a graduate program, you can improve your value. So you are learning some extra stuff, you are gaining some extra skills. So that will make you more valuable in this competitive market. And so you are already in the industry. So you may looking at options to further improve your value. So maybe locally or internationally. So MSc is a good way of improving your value. And it's not a very easy thing to do a graduate degree. So you already know that the bachelor's degree is already a difficult task. So MSc, so again, it's not very easy to do. Right? So once you complete this, you will get a sense of accomplishment because you have done something difficult and you have gone through this all these rigorous assessment processes and you have accomplished something quite valuable. So that's a sense of accomplishment. And if you are looking at changing your career path, so you may be in a particular career path at the moment, but you want to shift to a different path. So then you can select an MSc in that particular area. So you can shift, you can start a new career in that particular area. So MSc is a good way of changing your career direction. And if you are planning to go for a higher education, right, PhD or research related areas, and these are stepping stone for that. So if you have a master's degree, so that will improve your chance of getting a PhD opportunity from a good university because you will be doing graduate level courses as well as some cutting edge research in this MSc program. So that will give you a good stepping stone to a PhD program if you want to further continue in this research path. So why our department? Why University of Moratuwa Department of Electronic and Telecommunications Engineering? If we look at our department, we have more than 50 years of existence. We have excelled through all these years in many areas. So still the number one choice for undergraduate studies in the country. It's the most sought after department for both undergraduate and PG programs. So we are offering two undergraduate programs. So you may have already know BSc Engineering in Electronic and Telecommunications Engineering and BSc Engineering in Biomedical Engineering. So that's our two undergraduate programs. And we have two PG courses, MSc PG Diploma in Telecommunications, MSc PG Diploma in Electronic and Automation. So those are our two PG taught courses. And we have 100% research degrees as well, a Master of Philosophy, and also we are offering a Doctor of Philosophy degrees. So we have a large variety of laboratories, analog electronics, digital electronics, telecommunications, robotics, biomedical, intelligent machines, unmanned aerial vehicles, and computer vision. So there are, and also optical communication. So we have, now we call it photonics lab. Right? So we have laboratories covering wide areas. And we have one lab dedicated for postgraduate studies. And also we have three industry-sponsored laboratories supported by our industry partners like Dialog Garciata, Zone 24/7, and for biomedical engineering, it's the premium. So we have these three industry sponsored laboratories as well. And these are, I believe, these are our main strength, our faculty members. We have, I think this number may be now a little bit different. So we have close to 30 dedicated full-time faculty members in our department, and 24 with PhD degrees who have completed their PhDs in prestigious universities all over the world. So I think this is our main strength, which other places, other universities, or other departments may not be able to offer. So this is one of our core strengths. So all these are our strengths. I think our faculty members are the core strength of our department. And another interesting point is like we have lots of active international collaborations. So we are collaborating with like very famous researchers all over the world in Australia, USA, Canada, Ireland, Switzerland, Sweden. So we have lots of these active collaborations going on. So you can work with these collaborators as well. So you can work with us. So we can introduce you to these international collaborators of ours. So you can work with them as well. So that's another positive point for you to consider our department. So then why these two particular programs? So why these two programs? So this course is delivered to you by truly internationally and nationally acclaimed experts in the areas of electronics and telecommunications. Right? So I guarantee that you will not get this type of pool of expertise anywhere else in Sri Lanka. So if you look at our staff, so our telecom staff is led by Professor Dilika Dias, And Engineer Kitsiri Samarasinghe, also a renowned expert in telecommunications. Dr. Ajit Paskuwa, Professor Ruan Udayanga, now he's collaborating with us from Sweden. Dr. Andra Rodrigo is an expert in machine learning and computer vision. Dr. Pratap Singadharmans, who's an expert in communications theory. Dr. Upeka Premaratna, expert in microwave systems and microwave circuits. Dr. Taraka Samarasinghe, expert in again communications theory and wireless communications. Myself, the main expertise in wireless communications. Dr. Samir Gayar, expertise in wireless networks. And we have several external resource people joining us from industry and from foreign universities. Engineers from Dialog Asiata. And Dr. Abhay Sumanasena, he's a renowned telecommunications professional in UK. He's working with the UK Spectrum Policy Board as well. And Dr. Sanjeev Herath is from Huawei Research Canada. Dr. Samarnathapattu is from RMIT University, Australia. And Dr. Senaka Samarasekara is from Broadcom, Australia. Professor Nandan Rajadeva from University of Oulu, Finland. And Dr. Madhusanka Liyanage from University of College Dublin. He's our lecturer. He's our visiting lecturer for network security area. And Dr. Chamita Dialvis also joining us from UK. Is from the University of Bedfordshire. And so these are our internal and external resource people who will be teaching you all these course modules, and also you have the opportunity to do research with them, collaborate with them on research degrees, and if you form good collaborations, you may be able to work with them like in other future endeavors as well. Dr. Subodh, you want to?
Yeah, I'll quickly run through the electronics and automation faculty members as well. Forgive me for keeping the camera off. I'm doing that to save bandwidth. So similar to the telecom program, we have a group of faculty members who are well versed in topics related to electronics and telecommunications. Specifically, these faculty members specialize in areas such as robotics, biomedical engineering, computer vision, pattern recognition, deep learning. And then we have people who are experts in signal processing, IoT, Internet of Things, power electronics, embedded systems, and generally some other vertical areas as well that cut across different domains. For example, deep learning, of course, is one such example, and security. So we have the manpower or the human resource to give you the opportunity to work on several different research disciplines. So I think that's one of the unique points about the electronics and telecom program, similar to the expertise that is delivered by the telecom program as well. Let's go to the next slide.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll come to this one, then I'll explain. Okay, so that's first motivation to choose one of these two programs, because the course will be delivered by truly national and international experts. Right? So these are core strength. Right? And the other reason to choose these two programs is like we have flexible duration options. So if you look at the options available, so now you are starting your degree in 2025. So we are planning to start in June. So we'll start in June. So then you will take these courses. So you are attending lectures. You are completing your labs and you are completing your mini projects for 3 terms. So these 3 terms will be learning. So there will be lectures, labs, mini projects, and exams. So this within this year, we'll be covering 40 credits. So these 40 credits include all your modules and projects. Right? So this is not the research project. This is everything except the research project. So you will complete all these modules within 1 year or 3 terms. We call them terms, not semesters. So you will be covering this content within 3 terms, roughly 1 year or a little bit more than 1 year. So then if you pass all these modules, then you are eligible to get your postgraduate diploma. So once you complete all the modules, you are eligible to get your postgraduate diploma. Right? And then you'll be selected your MSc program based on your GPA of these modules. In the telecom program, you have to maintain your GPA above 3.0 to be qualified for the MSc research. And in the automation program, it's 2.7. So the results of these modules matters. So depending on whether you score these GPA values above these thresholds, you will be eligible to continue for your MSc research. So then you can continue this project for another year. So if everything goes well, you can finish in not 2000, I think this will be like 2027. So you take courses for 1 year and then a research project for 1 year. So minimum you have to spend 2 years to complete the program. So 1 year to complete all the modules, then you have to do this research for 1 year at least. So once everything, if everything goes well, then you are eligible to get your MSc degree. So minimum duration to earn your MSc degree is 2 years. Right? So you complete your courses for 1 year, then you complete your research for 1 year, then you can get your MSc. So let's say you are not able to complete this research within 1 year. So then you can take 2 more years. So maximum allowed duration is 4 years. So within 4 years, you must complete the entire program. So you have 4 years to complete all these modules and research project. So 2 years is the minimum duration, 4 years is the maximum duration. Right? So you cannot go beyond 4 years. So that's unless very unusual circumstances like medical leave, maternity leave. Right? So that if you encounter that type of situation, you may be able to get an extension beyond these 4 years. Otherwise, this 4-year period is fixed. Right? So I cannot change it. Dr. Subodha cannot change it. So it's fixed by the university. Right? So the minimum duration is 2 years. Maximum duration is 4 years. So it's another point that you cannot earn both these degrees, right? So if you stop here at PG diploma, you only get PG diploma. So if you decide to complete the program and get the PG diploma, so you exit here. So if you exit here, you are no longer eligible to go for MSc. So if you are planning to continue for MSc, you don't exit here. So you continue maintaining this GPA threshold, then you can continue for MSc and earn your MSc. If you are not, if you do not maintain this GPA threshold, then you have to exit here with a PG diploma. And let's say you have you fail some modules, you have to repeat some modules. So you can repeat these modules within this period. Right? So to complete all these modules also, you have 4 years. So within 4 years, everything must be complete. Okay? So that's the maximum allowed duration for this program. So if you have any questions, you can type in the chat or you can later ask directly. So these are like timeline, right? So minimum is 2 years, maximum is 4 years. So you can utilize this time and do a very good research project and publish some papers, so you can further improve your value. Right? So use this time for your advantage. Right? So you can see plenty of time available, so please utilize it, okay, to gain the maximum output. And there's a full-time option available. So this one is part-time. So if you do part-time, you have 4 years to finish, like maximum 4 years. So if you do full-time program, you can finish within 1 year. You take course modules and you do the project once you are doing the course. So this is a full-time program. You must stay in the department with a supervisor. So this is a full-time option. The other one is the part-time option, where you can go through the program while you are working. So we'll have classes during the weekends. Right? So that's the part-time option. This is the full-time option. So full-time option is only applicable, right, if you are like resident in the university. So you can stay in the university. You should work with a supervisor while you are taking these modules. Right? So this may not work for your, like, if you are working. The third reason to select these two programs is we have a well-designed curriculum to cater diverse needs. So most of our modules are industry focused. So we take industry experts to teach these modules. Right? So we take use cases from the industry, especially if you take Dr. Abhay Sumanasayana, he's using actual use cases from uh, vendors. Right? So he's working with the UK Spectrum Policy Forum. So he's using actual use cases to teach in the class. So most of our modules are industry focused. And also we have diverse areas of specialization. So I'll show in a minute. And also we are so now, like, you see, if you go to the industry, you can see like most of the areas are interconnected. Right? You cannot survive just by knowing one thing. So you have to know about wireless communication, you have to know about machine learning, you have to know about electronics, you have to know about RF, right? So here we try to introduce you to most of these areas, so you can gain some interdisciplinary skills. And also you will get the opportunity to enhance your communication skills, presentation skills, time management skills, right? How to work with a supervisor. So that type of skills also can be enhanced with this program. And we have designed the curriculum such that the workload is balanced, because we only have classes during the weekend. So we expect that you spend your entire weekend with us and complete all these tasks within the weekend, so you can use the other days for your other work. However, the weekend you will have to dedicate your weekend for the program. So we designed these modules such that you can complete this within this, like while working within the weekend. And so we don't expect you to work all the other days to complete this program. So if you look at the telecommunications curriculum, So we are covering all the theories required, main theories in communications and signal processing. So that's the core. That's the core knowledge any telecommunications related engineer should know. Right? So we'll be covering all this theoretical stuff. Right? So having a good theoretical foundation makes you like a strong that basically enhances your knowledge, and it will make you a better engineer because now you know the theoretical foundations of or like many things. And so we'll be covering these theoretical foundations related to communications and signal processing. And then we are focusing on the communication systems and networks. So how to apply these theories of signal processing and communications to create these communications systems and networks. Our third pillar is telecommunications technology management. How do we, so we apply theory, we create our networks, then how do we manage these networks in an efficient way so that we can give a good service as well as earn money. So that's our third pillar. Our fourth pillar is data science and machine learning. So you may have already know we cannot survive without this knowledge nowadays. And you will see many applications of data science and machine learning in telecommunications. And so we'll be covering all these four pillars within those three terms. So you'll be learning all these modules. Some of these are core modules, which are compulsory. You must take all the modules. And some modules, depending on your preference, you can select. Some of them are core, some of them are elective modules. And then we have our research project. So you can work on a research project on your preferred area, focusing on one of these pillars. So maybe you can have a joint, you can find a project which uses all these areas together. So term-wise breakdown, in term one, we are mainly covering all the modules we have are core or compulsory. In term one, all your modules are compulsory telecommunications program. And in term two and term three, you have the compulsory and optional or elective modules. And so depending on, so these colors, they represent those pillars I mentioned. As you can see, each term you have modules from all these four pillars. So depending on your preference, you can select and like you can specialize in that particular pillar. If you want to specialize in communications and signal processing, right, you can take more modules from this orange color. If you're interested in telecommunications policy and management, you can take these modules. So likewise, depending on your preferences, there are plenty of modules available for you to choose. Dr. Suburga?
Yeah, so we have a similar structure for the telecom program, where we start with some of the core modules. So similar to what Dr. Kasul was mentioning, the first few semesters, the first semester is mostly core modules. And when it comes to the second and the third semester or the term, you will see a lot of elective modules coming into the picture. So that really allows you to choose what exactly you need to specialize on. We have core modules covering like the basics that is required to venture into each one of these electives. So if you take analog and digital electronics, that is applicable whether you take robotics or mechatronics, or whether it's embedded systems or medical electronics. So the core modules are decided such that it provides you the foundation to get into any other specialized elective modules. And we also cover modules like the controls of analog digitals under the core modules. And then when it comes to elective modules, I mentioned several specializations where you can do research. So the teaching or the thought component is developed such that you get the specialization, you get a good grasp of the specialization so that you can move forward and you can do a really impactful research when it comes to your MSc. So on the elective modules, we cover topics like vision-based automation. That's pretty much deep learning and automation combined. Electronic instrumentation, robotics and mechatronics, medical electronics, embedded systems, power electronics. These are all elective modules that you can take. So when you look at any one semester, especially term 2 and term 3, you will see sometimes even common modules that are common to both the telecom program and electronics and automation program. If you look at something like network security, that can be applicable for electronics and automation as well. So which is why we offer those kind of common modules where we can do this cross-disciplinary, the truly interdisciplinary learning and teaching can happen as a part of that. Then under the electronics and automation program, we have two main projects. One is the mini research project and the other is the design project. The idea here is that the mini research project is mainly around study of a given research. That can be a research paper that prepares you for the master's if you choose to do that. So you have to replicate the results of a research paper, which is pretty much reproducing the results of a research that somebody else has done, other authors. And the design project is for you to implement an engineering solution for a problem that you identify. So the expectation is that when you combine these two things, that lays the foundation for your master's. Because through the credit earning modules such as mini research project and the design project, you lay the groundwork for your MSc research project, which is a combination of exploring what other people have done in the past, which is the mini research project, and developing your own solution for a research topic that you selected, which is what happens in the design project. So that's how in the first 3 semesters or terms, we lay the foundation, including core modules and elective modules and through the projects, so that that knowledge can feed into your research. So that's how the electronics and automation program is structured. And moving forward, if we can go to the next slide. Yeah, finally we have the dissertation, which is the MSc dissertation. And all of these things combined, in the next slide, you will see one of the other reasons why you should take the telecom or electronics and automation PG program. That is the ability for you to do the cutting edge research under the guidance of experts. So it's not uncommon for people working in the industry to identify a problem that they are facing right now in their companies and then develop a research and development kind of solution to address that problem. We encourage that because that way it will be easier for you to complete your master's, because otherwise the work that you do for the company and the research that you conduct at the university, if they are two different things, you have to allocate separate times to do that. So that we allow you that opportunity. Of course, if you don't have a topic, then we'll work with the faculty members. You can tell us which area that you would like to work on, and we'll work with the faculty members to select a domain that you're comfortable with working on. And having said that, it's important that you show your capability, because when you look at from the faculty members' perspective, everybody likes to work with a good student, right? So therefore, during the taught modules, when you take these modules, we expect you to do well, perform well, because that way you get highlighted and the faculty members will definitely be looking forward to working with you, right? So it's a give and take. It's a two-way thing. You have to show that you're capable of delivering these things, and then you will be one of the students in high demand where the faculty members would like to work with you. On the other hand, if you don't perform well, that can be a challenge, because you'll have to try and get a research domain and then find a relevant advisor to work with you for your master's research. So I hope when you join the program that you are prepared to take on the challenge of performing well in the taught modules. And they are really pretty straightforward. Dr. Kasun mentioned in the beginning that we've designed them to be outcome oriented. It's industry focused. So therefore, as long as you are willing to put in the effort, it's in fact, you can complete them with a really good GPA when you attempt those taught models. So I hope that gave you an idea. I think we can move into some of the research areas that the telecom program will cover in the next slide.
Yeah, so if you look at the research projects that has been done previous years, we are mainly focusing on this 5G and 6G networks, then applications of machine learning in telecommunications, vehicular communications related projects, wireless power transfer. So now, because now we have these devices like medical implants, right? So where you cannot change the battery of regularly, so you can charge them like wirelessly, like how to both the transfer information and power at the same time, like or simultaneous information and power transfer. And blockchain, another hot topic, right? There were a few research projects on the MSc thesis on blockchain related projects, Internet of Things. And under the supervision of Dr. Abe Sumenasena, we had several telecommunications policy and regulations related research, and software-defined networking and network function virtualization is another emerging area where students are interested in and have conducted research projects in the past, and also classical signal processing and communications theory, information theory related projects as well. And so we have experts covering all these areas. So you have to connect with them, show that you are capable. Mainly, you should show that you are committed to do this project. So whenever a supervisor is like this, these ideas, they are valuable. They don't want to waste these things, right? Because if you look at a research idea, you have to work on that like within a very limited time. Otherwise, someone else will do it, right? So it becomes quickly outdated. So researchers, they don't want to waste their ideas. So when they are picking students, so they pick students who show the initiative, who are committed to offer these projects. And so that's a very important thing that you have to have a good working relationship with these supervisors. And so they expect you to be committed with these projects, because you cannot like play around with these projects. Like, you have to have a plan and produce output within a very short period. Anyway, mostly these researchers, they want to, our staff members, they want to publish these results uh, in a good forum, like in a good journal or in a good conference. So you must be supporting that goal as well. Right? It's not just for them, right? For you guys also, that's a very important achievement to publish a research result in a good forum. Right? So that will significantly improve your wealth. So these are the projects mainly our staff members are working in, but we encourage you to bring in projects from the industry, right? Bring in the projects that you are working on currently, so we can add our input to that project and maybe have like come up with a better solution. So these are the projects related to telecommunications and for automation related topics. Subodha.
Yes. So embedded systems is a very fast moving area, especially with the recent boom of AI. There are several applications coming into the picture. People are talking about having these computations in the edge. It will not be very long before we have our own personal AI assistant in our phone. So all these things, all these computations are powered by embedded systems. They are embedded computing devices, and they will be connected. They will talk to each other. That's where IoT comes in. That's where aspects of telecommunications comes in. So all these fields are moving at a very fast rate. When you look at the ability to do research in these areas, we can identify several industry-focused fields of expertise or fields that we can target: automobile, medical, entertainment, home automation, military, ICS, industrial control systems, and other handheld devices. So all these areas, all these industrial fields, they have components of different technical expertise that is required. So if you take a look at deep learning can be applied for each one of these industrial sectors. Similarly, if you are developing some sort of a low power, a more energy efficient embedded system, that can be used in all of these areas. So there are many applications that the staff members that are teaching you these modules are working on. So you'll have the opportunity to work on these areas depending on which area that you would like to get into. As Dr. Kasun rightly mentioned, the nature of these areas is that they are fast moving. So the supervisors will definitely like to work with someone who's committed. Because from the supervisor's perspective, if they give you an idea and then you take 1 year to work on that and nothing happens, then that's a problem. So the same idea will not be valid 1 year from now. Somebody else might have done it. So it's really important that you commit yourself to doing the research that you sign up to do. These are some of the things that has happened in the past, which is why we are highlighting those things. And then you develop a strong reputation. You publish in top conferences and journals, and you get some hands-on experience which you can implement even in your job, right? So we've seen people apply these things in their day-to-day life. We've seen LinkedIn posts from students saying that they have implemented this, they have deployed this in their workplace, and that's a win-win. We get some quality outcome. At the same time, it helps with what you're doing as well. So you will have the opportunity to work on all these different technological areas. And these domains, the skills that you gather, they are in very high demand. So in the next slide, you will see some of the global companies working in these areas, especially the Fortune 500 companies. And it's not uncommon for Sri Lankans to work in these companies, as you know, right? So some of the lecturers who are teaching you, they have moved back to Sri Lanka after completing the PhDs in recognized universities. So they have had industry experience in these companies. And if you look at the Sri Lankan landscape, in the next slide, the main reason why we are committed to delivering such a quality PG program is that we need to open the doors of electronics and telecommunications and these areas to more than the intake of the undergraduate program, with the intention of driving our electronic and electrical sector forward in Sri Lanka. So that is our motivation, and we hope that we will find a good crop of students that we can work with. In the next slide, we have another reason why you should think of taking the program. So modern advanced delivery methods being one of them. So it's not uncommon for the courses to be taught interactively, meaning that we'll use tools where you can give answers, ask questions in real time with the lecturers. And rather than you just listening to a lecture for 2 hours, we try to make it interactive as much as possible. That way you get to think about things rather than just consuming information. Because I'm sure you have heard that when you listen to something versus when you apply something versus you actually do something hands-on, the amount of retention of what you learn is very different. So we try to add these things in our teaching process, where interactive nature, where you apply right then and there something that you learn, getting you to think and getting you to produce something during class that improves your retention. So we will be using several of those teaching and delivery methods throughout the module. Same for telecom, same for electronics and automation.
Yeah. So for the past few years, we conducted lectures online based on students' preference. Right? So the students prefer to have online sessions. So if students prefer, we can offer the in-person lectures as well. However, most of the students requested this online mode due to their work commitments. So we used to have both in-person lectures, online lectures, and also we have this, especially because we have this international experts delivering some of the lectures. So even before COVID, we had online lectures. Right? So we had online lectures. Even this online lecturing went mainstream. Right? So now now we are delivering this. At the moment, we are delivering the programs online, the lectures online. However, they are, as Dr. Subodh mentioned, right? So these hands-on sessions, right? So these will be, some of these sessions will be in person. Some of the labs will be in person, and some of the assessments may be in person as well. Right? Because for all these modules, you have assessments. Right? So we have to assess whether you have gained the sufficient skills, right? Whether you have achieved all the learning outcomes. So there will be assessments. So some of the assessments we can do online, and some of the assessments may be in person at the university. So because of this online mode, our online on time completion is guaranteed. We are not stopping our lectures for like reasons like trade union actions or fuel shortage or whatever, right? So we used to have all these problems before. So we are not stopping our lectures for these problems. So because of that, we are keeping our schedules. Right? We plan to uh, complete the program within our allocated time period. So that's about our delivery methods. And most of the lecturers will give their lecture recording. And there may be sometimes, due to the sensitive nature of the material presented in the lecture, like if you take a industry use case, right? So that recording may not be available because of the sensitive nature of the information used in the lecture. Otherwise, most of the time, the lectures will be available as recording for you guys as well. Okay, so we have discussed all these points, why you should select these two programs. And now the most important one, so we may have questions regarding this as well. So we have very attractive course fee structure where you can pay the fee in 3 installments. As for your PG diploma, we have these 3 terms. So you can pay the fee for that in 3 installments. So then if you are continuing for your master's, you have another installment. So you have this installment-based payment scheme where you can complete your payment in 3 installments. So all this payment information, they are available in our website. You can take a look at the amounts and the payment options available. So we invite you to have a meaningful experience with us, and we guarantee that we will provide a program which is in par with top universities in Asia, and also if you compare with another country where you have this taught master's program, you will see our program is in par with all these available programs. Right? So I invite you guys to join us. So I assume you have already gone through the eligibility criteria and other relevant information. So that's all we want to discuss at this point. So if you have questions, we can take these questions. Okay, I have a question about the placement exam. So placement exam is only if you do not have a 4-year engineering degree. Right? If you don't have a 4-year engineering degree, if you have like a 3-year degree, then you have to have this placement exam. So we'll test you on the topics related to electronic and telecommunications, like basic stuff. We need to make sure you know the basics, because basics are required to do a graduate degree. So anyway, we'll be covering some basics in our term 1. Right? Both programs will cover some basics in term one. However, since this is a graduate program, we expect you to have some background knowledge about these areas. So we test these topics in the in this placement exam that is held within your interview. So you can let me explain the process. That's you send your application, then we check for your eligibility. So you know we have 4 eligibility criteria. You may have seen this in our advertisement. So we have these 4 eligibility criteria. First, we check whether you are eligible to do this program. So if you are eligible, then we will call you for an interview. So in the interview, we assess whether you are suitable to continue the program. So the placement exam is within the interview. Right? So we'll be asking some questions orally, so you can answer them. Right? So it's not a written exam. So we'll test your knowledge on the basic stuff. Right? So that's about the placement exam. So this for the applicants who do not have a 4-year engineering degree. Another question: have a 3-year BSc in physics? Yeah. So if you have a 3-year degree, you must do the placement exam, and you must have 1 year relevant experience. So you have to show this 1 year working experience. You should complete the 1 year before the program application deadline. Okay? So not before the program start date. You must cover the 1 year duration before the application deadline. So that's something you should focus on. Right? So we calculate all these durations for the application deadline. So currently the application deadline is March 28th. As I remember, so let me check.
Yes, it's end of March.
Yeah, so March 28th. So you can, if you have completed 1 year post-graduation work experience within that, before that, so then you can consider that as valid work experience.
Yeah, so it's not uncommon for us to receive requests such as, can you please make an exception? I'm completing my 1 year in a few months' time. It's not within our control. That's the thing. So whenever we are getting a PG program approved, we first go through the University Senate. There's a whole process for that. And then we get the approval from the University Grants Commission as well. So therefore, once we set the eligibility criteria, we cannot go beyond that. We have to stick to it. So please do understand, we as course coordinators.
Yes, so I think Dr. Subodh is having some issues.
Sorry,
so these are the, yeah, okay. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, no, sorry, I wasn't sure where I got dropped. I was saying we get requests saying that can you please make an exception? I'm completing my 1 year experience, so I'm getting my transcript in a few months' time. Can I produce those evidence halfway through the program, maybe few months into the program? Please understand that we are unable to accommodate such requests, because whenever we are getting approval for a PG program, we go through this whole approval process from the university all the way up to the Senate, and then we go through the same with the University Grants Commission. So we as the course coordinators and the lecturers, that is beyond our control. So therefore, we'll have to stick to the eligibility criteria. We are unable to make any exceptions, not because we don't want to. We understand that maybe finishing 1 more month of work experience might not make a difference. But still, based on the degree completion date, the criteria is there, so we are unable to make any exceptions for that. We received many such requests during the registration period. I just wanted to clarify that. Yeah, okay, Rasul.
Yes. Yeah, so these are not under our control. So of course we can select you, but in the next step they will remove you. So that's the problem, right? So we don't want to give you false hope. Right? So because of that, we we follow these guidelines coding, right? So these durations, right, they are after your degree completion. After the effective date of your degree, you must have 1 year related work experience. Right? So that is if you do not have a 4-year engineering degree. So if you have any other degree, you have this professional path as well. So you can get the IESL membership. If you are IESL member, IESL associate member, then you can apply through this fourth category. And then here also you must have this 1 year post qualifying experience. So these are like standard rules. So we call them bylaws. Right? So these are university bylaws. So university bylaws we cannot change them. Right? So changing a bylaw is a long process. Right? So these are bylaws. So we must adhere to these laws. Okay. Other questions? 4 years engineering technology honors degree. So we call like engineering degree. We don't say it's a Bachelor of Honors. Right? So if you have 4-year engineering degree, you can apply under this second category, as I uh, remember. Right? So the thing is, like sometimes we select you, but like when we have to submit this list to the postgraduate board of studies, then to the faculty of engineering, then to the Senate. Right? So they within those levels, right? So they may go through these things and say, okay, these not related or something like that. So according to the second criteria, any other engineering degree equivalent to this BSc engineering degree in University of Moratuwa. Right? So if you have such a degree, then you are eligible. Right? So this degree should be equivalent to the BSc degree at Moratuwa. Right? So we can evaluate your transcripts and check whether they are equivalent. That if they are equivalent, then you are eligible under this second category. If not, you can apply under this other degree category if you have this IESL membership and 1 year post-graduation or post-qualifying work experience. So this 1 year is after getting the IESL membership. So you have several options to apply. Is there any option for people who living or working abroad to do the program? So you can take the lectures because they are online. As at the moment, we are having online lectures. Because, however, the assessments are like it's up to the examiner to decide. The lecturer decides what type of assessments will be conducted. So we can accommodate some student requests case by case, but at the moment we cannot advertise this as a fully online program. Because some sessions may be in person where you have to come to the university. You may have to come to the university to do some labs or some hands-on sessions. So working abroad, that can be problematic because at the moment we are not offering this as a fully online program. So, however, case by case basis, we may be able to accommodate some of these requests to have assessments online. Yeah. So that's all the questions I have here. So if you have, do you have any other question? So the application deadline is March 28th. So you need to submit all the documents we have mentioned. So for the application, soft copies are accepted. However, if you are selected, then you should submit all these original documents, right? Certified original documents. If it's a transcript or a degree certificate, it must be certified by the university. So anyone else certifying may not be acceptable. So the university documents must be certified by the university. Any other question? Okay, so if there are no more questions, we can wind up the session. We'll make sure this recording is also available for you. And also you have our contact numbers. You can always contact our course assistant, Mr. Damit Khandage, if you need more information. I think all the information you need is here. So and also our website contains a lot of information. So you can go to the course page and check all this information. So I welcome you to apply and have a meaningful journey with us. So hopefully we'll see some of you in the program, and we are looking forward to meet you guys. Dr. Suga, shall we wind up?
Yeah, I think so. I don't have any direct questions either. There was one that I think both of us got, so we addressed that. Other than that, there's no other pending questions. So we look forward to receiving your applications and having you in the program. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll upload this video to YouTube and we'll share the link with all the registered participants. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, guys. So please send your applications. We are looking forward to meet you guys. Okay, thank you.